Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the class of 12th English Medium. The subject is Statistics, Part 2, Chapter 2, Random Variable and Discrete Probability Distribution, brought to you by Vitan Sir. In my previous tutorial, I told you guys that I am going to complete the exercise 2.1. So I am going to complete it. Exercise 2.1, the continue and the end, something like that. There are 4 questions left in this exercise, starting with question number 6. A die is randomly tossed 2 times. Determine the probability distribution of sum of the numbers appearing both times. That means it's similar whether we toss a same die twice or we toss 2 dice together. We are going to get the same 36 outcomes. So we have to write down the probability distribution of the sum of the numbers on appearing 2 times or on the both the dice, doesn't matter, and then we have to find its expected value. Okay, so we know that there are 36 outcomes, okay, that I just told you, and sum of both numbers range from 2 to 12. Okay, I think in my previous or a tutorial before that, uh, I explained the whole distribution of these 36 outcomes. Okay, the probability distribution I just gave. So I am just going to paste it here. In case you have not seen this tutorial, you can find it at the top of your screen. Okay, so X outcomes probability. Now X is that is the sum on the number of appearing sum appearing on the dice for both the times, that is 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 and the total values. Now outcomes, I hope you guys remember the probability chapter. In that we have discussed these 36 outcomes too many times. So sum 2 appears only once, sum 3 appears twice, and so on up to 6, and then in the decreasing order up to again 1. So the total are 36 outcomes. Okay, nothing new here. In case you don't know this, you can always refer back to my probability chapter tutorials. There are 19 of them, but they are quite informative for you guys. Now we have to calculate the probability, and our method of probability is favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. Now for each sum we have the favorable outcomes, we will divide it with 36. So we get 1 upon 36, 2 upon 36, 3 upon 36, 4 upon 36, up to once again 1 upon 36, and the total of all these probabilities is 36 upon 36, that we already know. Now so this is the probability distribution which was asked as the first question. Second thing, we have to find its expected value. Expected value means the mean. For calculating mean, we need to multiply our xi value with the p value. So xi into pi, we can also call it pxi if you want, but it's not that big of a difference. So let's multiply x with the p. You will get 2 upon 36, then 6 upon 36, 12 upon 36, 5 4s are 20, 6 5s are 30, 7 6s are 42, 8 5s are 40, 9 4s are 36, 10 3s are 30, 11 2s are 22, and 12 1s are 12. And when you make a total of all these values, you get 252 upon 36. Let's see what value do we get using this. Mu, that is the expectation of x, is summation xi into pxi, that we already have here, 252 upon 36, and when we simplify it we get 7. So the expected number, the expected sum of numbers on both the times will be 7. So the answer for this question is 7. Okay, so the average number, the average sum you get while tossing 2 dice is 7. Let's move on. Question number 7. A box contains 4 red and 2 blue balls. 3 balls are simultaneously drawn at random. If X denotes the number of red balls in the selected balls, we have to find the probability distribution of X and also find the expected number of red balls. First of all, we have to calculate probability distribution. Second thing, we have to calculate expected number, that means mean. Now we are drawing 3 balls and we are depicting the number of red balls. So out of 3 selected balls, we know that all 3 could be red, 2 could be red, or 1 could be red. But as there are only 2 blue balls, we can't select 3 blue balls, and that means we can't get 0 red balls. If there would have been 3 blue balls, we would have selected all the 3 blue balls and we would have got 0 red balls, but which is not possible this time around. So the total number of values for the variable x could be 3 red balls, 2 red balls, or 1 red ball. That is 3, 2 and 1. Let's put it in our table. So the table here will depict x probabilities, and because we need to find the expected value, xi into p. The numbers are 1, 2 and 3. 1 red ball, 2 red ball and 3 red balls, and then we will make a total. Okay, now how to calculate this? I hope you guys remember the combination method from the probability chapter, or even from the 11th standard permutation, combination and binomial distribution chapter. Out of 4 red balls, we are selecting 1 red ball, and we have to select total 3 balls, so remaining 2 balls will be blue. So 4 red balls we are selecting 1, and out of 2 blue balls we are selecting 2, so it would be 4c1 into 2c2, and because the total number of balls are 6 and we are selecting 3 out of them, it will be divided with 6c3, which would be equal to 4c1 is 4, 2c2 is 1, and 6c3 is 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 3 into 2 into 1, which will be 20. So 4 upon 20, I am not simplifying it, I am keeping it as it is. Second, we are selecting 2 red balls. We have total 4 red balls, we are selecting 2. Now we have 1 ball to be selected, which we will select from the blue balls. So 4c2 into 2c1 divided by 6c3, total outcomes are going to be same. Okay, they are not going to change here. So 4c2 is 6, 2c1 is 2, 6 2s are 12 upon 20. Now last one, we are selecting 3 red balls out of the 4 red balls. Because all the 3 balls are red, 0 blue balls will be selected. So 4c3 into 2c0, 4c3 is 4, 2c0 is 1, so 4 ones are 4. So the probability, when you make a total of all this, you get 20 upon 20. Now we just need to multiply our probabilities with the values of its variable. This is your probability distribution. When you multiply, you will get your expected number of red balls. So 4 upon 20 into 1 is 4 upon 20, 12 upon 20 into 2 is 24 upon 20, and 4 upon 20 into 3 is 12 upon 20, and when you make a total, you get 40 upon 20. So let's put it into formula of mu, which is the expectation of x, the formula summation xi into pxi, which is 40 upon 20 to be simplified as 2. That means the expected number of red balls which you could select are 2 red balls. It's just like taking an average, 1 2 3. What is the average? 2. It's something like that. So the expected number of red balls in the selection will be 2. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. A coin is tossed till either a head or 5 tails are obtained. Okay, now this is a pretty unique question, and I have solved, I do remember I have solved a question of the same type in the probability chapter also. But I will resolve it here because we are using the probability distribution right now. If x denotes the number of trials of tossing a coin, then find probability distribution of x and find its mean and variance. Okay, now this is a question for which I am going to write the total outcomes here. We are tossing a coin till we get head or we get 5 tails. So let's assume if we get head in the first trial, it's just heads. If we don't get head in the first trial, that means we are getting a tail, and in the second trial we will get head, so it's th. If not, we will get head in the third trial, so it's a tth. Again, if not, we are getting ttth or ttth. But even if we don't get a head in the fifth trial, we are getting 5 tails, and it is clearly stated that if either we get a head or we get 5 tails. So that means if we get a 5 tails, we stop our experiment. We either stop at heads or we stop at tails, 5 tails, whichever comes earlier. So this will be your total outcome. In case this 5 tail criteria would not have been given, this would have been infinite sample space, yes. So it wouldn't have been possible for us to calculate the probability out of that, but because the 5 tails criteria is given, this is the limited finite sample space for us. Now what is x? Then x denotes the number of trials done to get head. Let's see. First outcome is H. How many times did we toss the coin? One time. So X will be 1. Second is TH. How many times did we toss the coin? 2 times. 2. Then 3 times. Then 4 times. And then TTTTH we have tossed 5 times. And for the 5 tails also we have tossed the coin 5 times. So our X value can be denoted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and total. Okay. Next we have to calculate the probability for each and every outcome. Now when we are tossing coin for only one time, what is your total outcome? Head or tail? That means out of 2 you are getting only one head. So your probability here will be 1 upon 2. If I am tossing a coin for 2 times, the total number of outcomes will be 2 square. Okay, a coin has 2 options and I am tossing it twice. So 2 options means 2 and 2 times means raised to 2. So 2 square will be total 4 outcomes and I am taking one outcome TH out of those 4 outcomes. So the probability here will be 1 upon 4. Similarly, when I am tossing 3 times, 2 options raised to 3 times 2 cube, total outcomes are 8 and I am getting one outcome out of those 8 outcomes, it would be 1 upon 8. Next I have 4 coins, 2 raised to 4 is 16 and one outcome out of that is 1 upon 16. Next 5 times, 2 raised to 5 is 32, but right now I have 2 outcomes where I am tossing coin for the 5 times, double T H and double T single T. So that means I am going to write it as 2 upon 32. Okay, I can't write 1 upon 32 because it has been repeated twice. The 5 coins are there 2 times and total outcomes are 32. So 2 outcomes out of the 32 outcomes makes it 2 upon 32. I am not simplifying it here, but as you can see, if you take an LCM for all these values, you will get the total as 32 upon 32. I don't actually need that LCM right now, so I am not showing it here. It takes up some space in time which I don't have right now. Let's move on to the main thing. This is your probability distribution. Next thing, you have to calculate mean and variance, and because you need to calculate mean and variance both, mean will be xi into pxi, and that is multiplying x with the p. So 1 into 1 upon 2 is 1 upon 2, 2 into 1 upon 4 is 2 upon 4, similarly 3 upon 8, 4 upon 16, 10 upon 32. I am not showing the total here, we will take the LCM afterwards. Next, for variance, this is for the mean. Next is xi square, x square px. Now x square px means multiplying the x px column with the x column, or you can say the row, it doesn't matter. So 1 upon 2 into 1 is again 1 upon 2, 2 upon 4 into 2 is 4 upon 4, 3 upon 8 into 3 is 9 upon 8, 4 upon 16 into 4 is 16 upon 16, 10 upon 32 into 5 is 50 upon 32. Okay, now in one of my previous tutorials I explained how to calculate mean and variance. We will repeat the same thing. Mu is expectation of x. I am adding all the xpx column values here. The LCM will be 32 as you can see. So I am converting all the values according to the LCM of 32. I don't think it is something new. You guys are in 12, so you already know how the LCM method works. When I add all these things, I get 62 upon 32 and I will divide it with 2. So 31 upon 16 are the expected number of tosses, or you can just say the mean of the distribution 31 upon 16. Next, x square px. So expectation of x square, which is summation xi square into pxi, just adding up all the x square px values, taking an LCM of those values and then adding them up. 166 upon 32 will be 83 upon 16. Okay, if you are confused, just do it step by step. Okay, just pause the video, take each and every value LCM, just verify whether those values appear in on your screen or not, add them up and divide them by 2. Okay, and then resume the video just like that. Now because I have both the basic values for calculating my variance, that is sigma square, expectation of x square minus expectation of x the whole square, that is 83 upon 16 minus 31 upon 16 the whole square. Let's simplify this. 83 upon 16 minus 961 upon 256. Now I have to take an LCM of 256, so I will be multiplying 83 with 16 because 256 is the 16 square and 83 already has 116, so I need another 16. to make an LCM. So 83 will be multiplied with 16 to get 1328 minus 961 upon 256. Your answer is 367 upon 256. So this is the variance of this particular distribution. So mean is 31 upon 16 and the variance is 367 upon 256. These are 3 marks kind of sums which are many times asked in your board exams. Let's move on to the last question of this particular exercise. Question number 9. A shopkeeper has 6 tickets in a box. 2 are worth a price of rupees 10. Okay, the practical kind of questions, I love them. And remaining are worth a price of rupees 5. If a ticket is drawn at random, find the expected value of the price. Expected value, okay? So the expected value basically means mean. So x would be denoted the value of the prices, as we are to find expected value of the price here. So x will be rupees 10 and rupees 5. And as we know that the total number of tickets are 6 and we are supposed to select one ticket out of them, that means the total outcomes n are 6. Now the x has two values, rupees 10 and rupees 5. So how many tickets are worth rupees 10? 2 tickets. So that would be the favorable outcome for the first event, that is getting rupees 10. Similarly, the remaining tickets are worth rupees 5. So out of 6 tickets, if 2 are worth 10, 4 tickets will be worth 5 rupees. So the favorable outcomes for getting a price of rupees 5 are 4. Let's make a small table here, which is not that small. Probability, and because we need to find the expected value, price of 10, price of 5 and the total. Okay, now because we have the price of 10, favorable outcomes upon total outcomes, 2 upon 6, that is 1 upon 3. Similarly for the price of 5, favorable upon total, 4 upon 6, that is 2 upon 3, and when we make a total, it is 3 upon 3, that's 1. Okay, that means it is a valid distribution. Next, for calculating the expected value, just multiply 1 upon 3 with 10, that would be 10 upon 3, and 2 upon 3 with 5, again 10 upon 3, and the answer is 20 upon 3. That's the total of the xi pi. Mu is expectation of x, that is summation xi into pxi, that is 20 upon 3. I'm just simplifying it here because this is a rupee. Okay, 20 upon 3 rupees seems a bit different, so I'm just writing them down in the decimal values. Rupees 6.67. So the expected amount of price will be rupees 6.67. okay, so if you play, it is expected on an average you will earn 6.67 rupees, you know, the average value. Okay, so with this I end my exercise 2.1. next time I will start with the new type, or maybe I'm wondering, let's do some more sums of this particular type of sum, that is the discrete random variable and the discrete probability distribution. I might take some sums from the final exercise. It depends on the situation, the time I have and the mood I am in. But anyways, wait for my next tutorial. If you like this, how I explained, just press that like button. If you have not subscribed, just press that red button and turn on the notification so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. I will be seeing you next time with the latest content and great explanation. Thank you. Welcome students to With Answers Unacount Academy. That's better way to success for you. I am Vitan Vora and I teach accountancy, statistics and social science. You can contact me on my cell number 919426310184. Please give a sub to my channel and also check out my other video playlist which you can see on the screen. Thank you and I will see you in the next video.